Hey guys, it's Roman with Basic to Final. This is another DCS World Utility Guide on TrackIR 5. Recently, I've had a few friends get TrackIR, and I've noticed a few problems that people are having with setting up and tuning their TrackIR profiles. This video is for new TrackIR users and for veterans alike. I'll be focused on profile setup and tuning in this video. I won't insult your intelligence. I've assumed you've followed the quick start guide and installed the camera base, track clip, and plugged in the USBs. Next, you'll want to head over to naturalpoint.com, link in the description, and download and install the latest software. In this case, it's 5.4.2. Okay, so at this point, I've assumed you've launched the TrackIR software, and you'll want to go to Display. You want to select 3D View, and that brings you to this view right here. If these windows on the side are collapsed, you can go ahead and expand them. The first thing is Basic Settings. Okay, if you're using a Track Clip Pro or a homemade Track Clip Pro, go ahead and click that. If you're just using a regular Track Clip, click that too. The speed and smoothing, you'll need to experiment with these settings. This is what really works well for me, 0.9 and 15 on the smoothing. Alright, now for advanced settings. New profile, or it's probably going to say default for you, but basically by default, if you look 30 degrees in real life, you're going to look 30 degrees in game. This is called one-to-one tracking, and it's great, but it's not really useful for aviation. When you need to check your six or look around and keep eyes out, you'd really have to crank your head in real life. And if you're going to do that, if I'm looking 90 degrees, I'm looking away from my screen, and it's just not very helpful. Okay, so how do we get around this? We need to put a curve. So I'll go to my DCS World profile, and we'll select the yaw axis, and you can see down here true angle plotted on the bottom and rotational degrees on top, and you can see it's a parabola. So if I look 15 degrees in real life, I'm really looking 30 degrees in game, and the farther I go, the farther I look. So that right here I'm only looking like 20ish degrees in real life, but I'm looking 90 degrees in game. And I can really crank it and go back. There's 180. No problem. Okay, that's why a parabola is really nice. Alright, that's my yaw. Now pitch, up and down axis. Same thing, I got a parabola. It's a little wonky on the sides, but this is all I really needed. I can yaw up or pitch up to 90 degrees. I can pitch down to 90. And I can actually go a little bit farther too if I'm like in a turn fight. Okay, roll. I do have a small curve on roll just because it's fun sometimes to be able to roll your head and whatnot in game. As far as X, nothing really there. Y-axis, I do bump it up on landings. I'm on the L-39 or some of the other aircraft. It's nice to be able to, lift my head up, look over the dashboard. So that's kind of nice. And Z-axis, again, nothing's really going on there. So those are my curves. I'll bring them back to you a second here. You can see my yaw curve, my pitch curve, and my roll curve. Okay, we need to go back to the original profile. By default, there's 3 buttons here. Center, which recenters your view. Pause, which pauses TrackIR. Super handy in like other games or, even in DCS sometimes. Or precision, and I really don't use precision. Precision tries to smooth out what you're doing. So I'll go to my DCS World profile. My precision key is my home key, and it's really laggy. It's definitely a lot smoother, but it seems kind of laggy to me. So I really don't like precision. If you do, great. If it works for you, awesome. It's probably good for like video and whatnot, but I just haven't found a use for it. Okay, pause and center. So if your TrackIR drifts, like I'm feeling like this is normal, I can recenter it with the center button, and boom, my TrackIR is good to go. Or when I first put on my headset and it's a little wonky, boom, I center it, and now I'm good to go. So that's pretty simple. And pausing, again, that's pretty much normal, simple stuff. You just pause TrackIR, there it goes, it's paused, and I can unpause it. So that's nice too. Up here, you want to save your profile. You can name it or whatnot, but I would pretty much check this box. Profile is exclusive. That just sets up your whatever profile you make. That's the one you're going to be using. And if you play multiple games, like maybe you do DayZ or Arma or whatever, you can come through and make different profiles for different games. For me though, this has worked really well, and so hopefully that helps you out a little bit, setting up your axes and getting it tuned in. And again, any of these values, if you don't like how it feels, go ahead and tune it for yourself. But this has really worked well for DCS for me. Okay, 3 things I forgot to mention. By default, the keys for pausing, centering, and smoothing, they are actually going to be F keys, so F9, F12, and those are going to conflict with DCS commands and view commands. So you'll want to rebind those unless you want to change your DCS ones, whatever you want to do. But to rebind it, you just click on it and then boom, enter whatever number you want to set there. To actually configure your profile, you just come down here to these like little nodes and you just drag them around. And you can mirror the one I made, or you can customize it yourself and make your own curves and parabolas, and that's pretty simple right there. And then of course the third thing, if you look at this camera window upper right, and actually we can just change the display, a lot of times people will put their camera receiver in the very middle of their monitor, and it looks nice in real life, but you'll get conflicts. You know, you'll lose some of your illuminators and it won't reflect well, and TrackIR is going to be a little wonky for you. So make sure that wherever you position your camera, when you're sitting comfortably in your chair, your 3 green lights are in the middle of its view. Okay, that's very simple. And also, if you've got like sunlight or bright lights in your room, bright enough for the camera to pick up, it might see those as a false light and illuminate, and then your TrackIR is going to get all screwy and you're going to get pissed and you're like, oh, what's going on here? And you can check and see if there's more lights by just coming down here to camera view, and that's very simple. And I guess one more thing is every time you restart your computer, say I'm going to restart my computer, I want to go launch DCS, I need to launch TrackIR before I launch DCS. And that goes for other games too, like Arma, DayZ, you know, whatever you're using TrackIR for, make sure you launch this program first before you launch your DCS. Hey, thanks for watching. If you have any TrackIR tips, please let me know in the comments. That might help out some new players. And if you found this video to be worth your time, please consider helping us out here at Basic to Final by liking, commenting, or subscribing below. Again, thanks for watching.